and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Team Gullit YouTube channel. My name is Renzo, and today we're going to be looking at the FIFA 22 gameplay trailer that has been released by EA a couple days ago. And we're going to be taking a look at all the important aspects regarding gameplay, what they give to us. It's just a preview, it's not final footage, but there were some really interesting parts in this. So, yeah, like always, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so just for the information, I'm just going to be sitting here watching along with you guys, and then some parts just discuss about it. So this is the Hypermotion technique that they've introduced. Like always, they have to make it look very cool, right? Like it has to look new and Mbappe, front cover star. Always looks so good in these trailers, like the gameplay.
Our cutting-edge and proprietary
so this is the game developer,
learns from
the
over
lead game developer.
8.7 million frames from the advanced 11 versus 11 mocap, and then in real time creates animation. This animation creates more organic and fluid motion in a different set of scenarios in the game. So what you're gonna see is players alternating between different, like let's say a short step and then a longer step to properly get into the position where he can kick the ball for either a pass or shot or just a ball control. And that just makes things look and feel more like football. Motion is more fluid because players in real life, they adjust their cadence, they look at the ball, they position their bodies to get there, to get to the ball. And that's what you see with this new machine learning technology that we have in the game in FIFA 22.
Okay, so that new technology and stuff is a bit beyond my my knowledge, but it sounds interesting, and it looks interesting that they try to make it more realistic. I think there's going to be a lot to still see how it really works out in game, because I don't think realism is particularly good. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, it looks nice, and the different animations that we saw there looks a bit more fluid, actually.
More realistic. Kanche, can you tell me a bit more about the 11v11 game and what exactly motion capture is adding to FIFA 22 here?
Yeah, so the data captured from this advanced 11v11 mocap shoot actually has resulted in over 4,000 new animations added to the game. And just to give you an idea, that's 3 times more animations than we added last year. So this is a huge, huge animation refresh. These animations show off the footballing intensity, the athleticism, the physicality of professional players, and this results in a huge improvement in player motion. So this is a fundamental leap forward in the way players move and act and behave on the field.
I mean, this should be good. I mean, more animations could lead to more errors and bugs, but I mean, at least they're trying to make it a bit more realistic, so it should be good.
The game just looks more like football than ever before. Players really feel like professional footballers in the game now.
Can you give me an example of what you mean when you talk about animations? Is this something like a player playing a pass or a player making a tackle, or are they smaller than that? Is it smaller actions, or is it these kind of big actions, or both?
So it's individual actions, such as a player switching the ball from one side of the field to the other, doing that type of lofted pass, just the motion to slice underneath the ball with your foot, the way professionals do it. It's quite unique just to see that motion play out and follow the ball as it's flying through the air. So these kind of moments in the game really make the game, they make it feel more football because you have the professional players actually doing these actions in a match.
So, I mean, the new technology really helps out with these animations, so I hope it looks realistic, but yeah, we have to see if it doesn't get glitchy or anything.
Completely rewritten this year. So now the defensive side of positioning team do more zonal marking and defend as a unit. It looks like a real game when you're watching it on TV. Like teams nowadays play very tactical, very structured formation. So we wanted to get that feeling across into FIFA 22.
You always tell me keep your shape, keep your shape. Don't get out of position, even when we're playing together, right?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. That's what I noticed in FIFA 22. Like, you see the teams defensively, they move together. As the ball moves from one side of the field to the other, the
Weird
defense
camera angle
moves
that they use,
together.
by the way.
Yeah, it's a big part of football nowadays, right? You said, like, you work in previous FIFAs, maybe they would work in 2s and 3s defending, whereas you really want the team to work together and be more zonal and defend as a unit. So yeah, now you feel this straight away when you boot up the game for the first time.
Okay, so here I do find my first issue with FIFA 22 regarding what they say about it. They're talking about like realism, right? And like how defensive or like teams defend in real football. And we only have like 6 minutes. And in this compact kind of way that they are defending, and like this looks pretty much like overload ball side constantly without even turning that on. And it has been a really hard and broken feature in the past couple of FIFA 20 and FIFA 21 even, where overload ball side was really overpowered. So I'm a bit worried about this one because, like you saw there, like with the long balls from left to right and right to left, like you were able to create the space, but it might become a really stale game again, in which we will see low-scoring games, which is usually not really the greatest for casual players, but for competitive wise, I think it will become a lot more strategic if you are looking at this way, at the defensive line and like how you have to attack. But yeah, it's early stages, we can't really tell, but it's a little bit worrying that the defensive line is always treated like overload ball side. This also really creates a stale kind of way to attack.
To control the ball more fluidly than ever before. And the way we're doing that is by adding new multi-touch animations. And that's the key. These animations are longer and they have multiple touches, which allows you to bring down a ball off the chest and onto your foot in one fluid motion. So with the longer animations, you're able to take the ball off your thigh, cushion it, and turn quickly away from your opponent. You're more natural at taking that first touch and transitioning to the second one.
I think at the very start of this clip, you can see a multi-touch trap, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay, so
where
that's
he's
how it looks
shielding
in
the
game.
defender, comes off his thigh, it lands nicely in front of him to then move forward. And yeah, that part of, to me, looks great.
I have to agree with him. It looks good, like it's something that really happens in regular football as well. But the animation was really long, so you can already tell from this gameplay that when you're throwing in and somebody's doing that, like there's almost a second or so that you can't really do anything. You're just waiting for animation, which again comes to my confirmation of the earlier things that this game will become a lot more strategic.
It's way more responsive now because it's literally one touch, two touch, and you're off.
That's so important, right? Because on a
Didn't really
competitive
look like
level
that,
on
but-
FIFA, you see that the best players, they're just trying to adjust for the best shot or the best pass.
Yeah, and like in professional footballers also, as well as Kancho was saying, the realism in FIFA, from an authentic point of view, it's all about the first touch. Like when you coached as a kid or up until whatever level you play at, always focus on the first touch, getting the ball out of your feet, 1-2 touches, and then you're away.
Okay, so they did talk about like competitive play there, which is good for us especially. But they're right here. Like the first touch really decides everything and the pace of the game. Like if everybody has decent first touches, you can go way quicker about your play than something else. But I'm looking here at them saying first touches are fast and stuff, but I see really long animations. So it's a bit of a a tough call right now to see what it's really going to play out with.
In the past, we used to prioritize shorter animations to keep the game as responsive as possible. However, now this technology, as Kancho mentioned, allows us to have longer animations with more than one touch on each animation, which result in better visual quality.
But you
we
can't
still
change
have
those
that ability
animations,
to
right?
transition out of that animation at any time into
Oh.
something else if the situation changes. Let's say there's a defender coming, and in the middle of a trap that is very long, I need to go in a different direction, and we can transition out. So now we have the best of both worlds, responsiveness and good visuals in the game.
So this sounds really complicated, and I'm just gonna have to take his word for it. So apparently you could be in these long animations, but you could still like adjust the animation. Like I said, like it's not going to be like one touch, which takes 1 second in the game. But yeah, sounds interesting.
This new system unlocks
The goalkeepers.
much more reliable
This is
saves
very
for the
important for the
goalkeeper,
game.
as well as making smarter decisions in vital moments in the game.
To be honest, that was the first thing I noticed when playing FIFA 22. It was like I was playing, I was like, okay, I understand, this is cool. But when the ball went to the goalkeeper, he did a completely new animation. It just stood out because I'm so used to, as a core player, I'm so used to the regular animations until FIFA 21, and then the first time he
This is
came
a
out, I was
hell
like,
of a save.
wait, what's he doing? It was really stood out. That's
Yeah, of course, for the
It's directly
animations,
at him,
we
but-
completely added a bunch new animations to refresh how the
Animations.
keeper looks, as Gabe was saying. So
Yeah, and it's not just the animations, right? The tech we're using,
Animations.
to play back those animations has been upgraded. So as Gabe mentioned, the first thing you notice is like, oh my God, that was so much more fluid than last year's game. Yeah, even just the small details about the way the goalkeeper follows the ball as it passes his hand. That's all much more realistic than it was before. So not only the full body animation of the goalkeeper flying through the air, but the way his head is tracking the ball as it flies into the net.
All right, the way he's tracking the ball doesn't really matter a lot, but it's visual. I mean, the goalkeepers have been a really debatable thing in past VPS. But yeah, I mean, this looks good. At least they're adjusting it, so this could go really well or really bad. But at least they're trying to improve it. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to that one. Should be better than it has used to be.
To create the next level of realism in terms of how the ball moves. So we're changing parameters like the friction on the ground, the friction with the air, just how the ball
I know this is-
spins, the speed of the ball, and that really changes the perception of the game, how the ball moves. It's a lot more authentic, and you notice that right away. For example,
time is
if
way
you do
different.
a pass, a love pass to switch the field, the hang time of the ball is now more obvious and really so satisfying to do one of those love passes across the field. And so again, to put it in context, you do the pass, you see a brand new animation from the mock-up 11 versus 11 that we did, then the ball flies in a completely different way that is more authentic. And then when the player is receiving the ball, those new long animations play, and that changes the experience completely.
Yeah, even just passing the
Control
ball
was
around,
good
simple
there, but
ground passes
took a while.
to your teammates, they don't slow down as much now, right? So you can pass the ball, pass the ball, turn. You're not like waiting for it to get to you. So that just improves sort of the flow of the game, I found. Yep.
Okay, so they're talking about the flow of the game, and with these first touches and stuff, and the passes connecting earlier or like quicker, I should say. I mean, that looks good, and not gonna lie, that they have these ball physics, they changed them. It could only be good,
There's
right?
a new way of getting past them on FIFA 22, right?
There's a mechanic
yeah.
called explosive sprint.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
When you press that right trigger at the right
I'm just
time,
getting
you're going to get a
directional
bigger
bridge,
push and
five
acceleration with the
again.
ball. Now, this works both on dribbling and defending. So if you're trying to catch up to a dribbler who maybe got a step on you, you're going to get that boost while just running and sprinting. But if you're a dribbler, you can really lure that opponent in to get close and get by him with a quick acceleration.
that changes the way you defend and attack. You've got to really think about now when you press that sprint button. You get the benefits of waiting and trying to have these mini games between the attacker and the defender to really time these inputs to see this explosion of sprint in both defenses and attacking side of things. So
And one of the biggest questions around this feature is it going to make the game now OP, the sprinting part of the game? But no, that's exactly what we are tuning. We are making sure that you feel that explosiveness, but it's not necessarily going to be the only way to play. So we're balancing things considering how players will be trying to use this mechanic.
Yeah, there is a cooldown. You can't just spam this mechanic, right? So you can use it once, but then if you want to use it again, you have to wait some time.
Exactly.
All right, so that was pretty much the most important part of the entire gameplay release review, I should say. Explosive Sprint was, yeah, I don't know what to think about it. They do say they tried to keep it balanced. We've had in FIFA 19, we've had the finesses that took like the entire game cycle to fix. This year we have the directional bridge, which is very overpowered, and we had the step overs before. So I'm thinking this could be a really powerful feature at least, and it could end up being very annoying as well, because like it didn't look that overpowered initially when Mbappe did it, I think. But Mane down the wing, like the ball bounced up even, and it was like not really something that you could get in between with the defender, right? So I'm a bit worried about that one. But in general, it looks exciting. It looks refreshing. I think, like I said, it will be a bit more slower next year, maybe, which might not be in everybody's favor or everybody's liking. But yeah, I'm super excited to see more of this game because they look like they really did change a lot of stuff compared to maybe FIFA 20 to FIFA 21. So yeah, upcoming videos will be about how to start off in FIFA 22 with the information that we got thus far. So my name is Renzo, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.